Hi, we are the first team from Group J, consisting of Yi Yuin, Hor Yan Ping, Ooi Xue Er, Cheah Chu Qian, and Marsya Binti Rosli. Over the past 3 weeks, we have researched on several companies on their applications of MFRS, and key audit matters disclosed in annual report for the past 3 years. Accordingly, we have also done the financial statement analysis on the impacts of the application of the MFRS standard. So, in this video, we have summarized our crucial vital findings for our projects. To begin with, there are 3 companies start to adopt a new accounting standard, MFRS, for the recent 3 years. For example, Hanlon Corporation Berhad and SGV Holdings Berhad in the year 2018, and Subo Tiasa Holdings Berhad in the year 2019. The transition from FRS to MFRS is accounted for in accordance with MFRS 1, first time adoption of financial reporting standard framework. Due to accounting policy change, the company had to restate the financial statement for the previous periods and provide a comparative figure in the financial statement in the current financial period. Consequently, the policy changes impact on the group financial statement and financial performance. Accordingly, all the companies have implemented several new arrangements to MFRS and IC interpretation issued by the Malaysian Accounting Standard Board and ASB throughout the fiscal year. For instance, MFRS 16, arrangement to MFRS, revised conceptual framework for financial reporting, and many more. Accounting for this issue is they have to be recognized retrospectively. Except for the new classifications of financial assets under MFRS 9 or MFRS 16 list, the group financial statement did not impact materially by adopting accounting standards and interpretation mentions. While the impacts brought by the adoptions of MFRS 16 during its initial applications will be disclosed in the note of financial statements. Finally, the group also have implemented some accounting standards and interpretation issue but was not yet effective during the financial period. Hence, the group, like Hanlon Corporation Berhad, has disclosed the information regarding the title of the new MFRS, the impending changes in the accounting policy, the official operating date, and the impacts of its initial implications. That's all for me. Thank you.
Good day, I am Hor Yan Ping, metric number 280383, and now I will present about the discussion on the disclosure of MFRS 110 event after the reporting period for the 5 companies that we have selected. From the analysis, we can know that the frequent events that occur after the reporting period are proposed acquisition of the third party's shares, such as the shares of the subsidiary company, incorporate with wholly owned subsidiary, the agreement such as conditional agreement between the company and their third parties, and the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. We can analyze that the COVID-19 pandemic is the event after reporting period that is mostly owned by 5 companies in the year of 2019. Other than the frequent events that happen on all of the 5 companies, there are also a few event mentions, such as the termination of the indirect joint ventures, dissolution of the wholly owned subsidiary companies, disposal of leasehold land, unconditional mandatory takeover offer, and the loss upon lawsuits. Besides, you also find that there is no significant event after the reporting periods happens in some of the year for some of the companies, which are Wider Group Berhad in 2018, UMS Nikon Group Berhad in 2020, and Subo Tiasa Holding Berhad in 2019 and 2020. As a result, all of the events mentioned and disclosed by the company are non-adjusting events by following the MFRS 110, as there is no evidence showing that the events occur before the end of the accounting period. Therefore, no adjusting entry is required, and all the companies will disclose the event in the notes of financial statement. There is also no financial effect towards the company's financial statements. That's all from me. I will pass the presentation to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ooi Xue Er, metric number 280527. And I'm going to present about the discussion on disclosure of MFRS 116 and 136. For MFRS 116, property, plants and equipment, the accounting policy for PPE of the 5 companies is cost model, where the PPE are initially measured at cost. In the year of 2018, 19 and 20, all the PPE of the 5 companies are initially recognized at cost less accumulated depreciation and impairment loss, except for the freehold land and immature burial plants. The freehold lands of UMS Nikon Group Berhad, Subo Tiasa Holding Berhad, and FGV Holding Berhad has an indefinite useful life. Therefore, the freehold land is not depreciated. So, the freehold land will be recognized at cost less impairment loss. Same goes to the immature burial plants in Subo Tiasa Holding Berhad. All the 5 chosen companies use the straight line method to calculate the depreciation of their PPE. Next is MFRS 136, impairment of asset. 3 out of the 5 companies has the evidence of impairment loss of PPE, which are Super Tessa Holding Berhad, Hanle Corporation Berhad, and FGV Holding Berhad. The impairment loss disclosed in these 3 companies are significantly different between the year before and during the COVID-19, as the impairment loss are caused by different items. And this might be due to the impairment test conducted by the company is based on estimation and judgment, which will cause the amount of impairment difference from time to time and based on the current economic situation. And the 5 companies that we analyzed do not have any reversal of impairment loss on PPE group of asset for the year of 2018, 2019, and 2020. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Marsya Binti Rosli with number matrix 280932. Will present about the key audit matters for 5 companies that we chosen. Key audit matters, those matters that in the auditor's professional judgment were of most significant in the audit of the financial statements of the current period. The key audit method that we found from the 5 chosen company is the key audit method that frequently used under the key audit methods company. The first one is valuation. The valuation for investment property, company use fair value less to sell to measure the investment properties. They also use significant judgment and assess the appropriate methodology implemented. The valuation is valuation inventories. It measures the inventories at lower cost and net realizable value. They also allocated the conversion cost and assessment of the net realizable values of inventories on hand at the end of the periods, require estimation and also judgment. The second key audit method that frequently found in the key audit method of all of the chosen company is impairment. The first impairment is impairment of property, plant and equipment. The determination of the fair value of PPE. The impairment of PPE includes in key audit method because PPE requires judgment and estimation on recoverable amounts. The next impairment is on financial, non-financial assets. The recoverable amount of non-financial assets is determined based on judgment and management estimation based on CGU discounted rate. The third one is impairment on the goodwill. The recoverable amount of goodwill is determined on estimation based on CGU, which is determined by the management. The third impairment is impairment on receivable and contract assets. Assess to anticipate recoverability of year-end trade receivables and the aging of contract assets. It's cool. Reasonable assumption and judgment about expected credit loss and recoverability of outstanding receivables. Lastly is the impairment on right-of-use assets. It involves management and judgment and calculating the recoverable amount based on value in use compute using the project discounted cash flow model or fair value less disposal cost. The last key audit method that frequently or commonly used by the 5 chosen company is the fair value. The first fair value is fair value for biological asset. Company use the income approach to estimate the fair value by discounted net cash flow expected to generate from sales. It's related with the management judgment that involve estimating the fair value of the biological assets. This fair value is fair value for land lease agreement liability. Fair value is estimated by management based on the measurements of discounted cash flow projection. From here, we can see that the key audit method are usually related with management judgment and estimation.
Good day everyone, I'm Yi Yuin. My mentor's number is 278492. I would like to present a part of financial statement analysis on the impact of MFRS 108, 110 and 136 on firm's financial status compared before and after COVID-19 pandemic. We focus on 5 financial ratios to analyze the company performance, which are return on equity, ROE, return on asset, ROA, current ratio, debt ratio, and profit margin on sales. From 5 companies we analyzed, there are 4 out of 5 companies had better financial performance after the COVID-19 pandemic, which is year 2020 compared to the years before, which are 2018 and 2019. From 4 good performance companies, 3 companies which are UMS Nakan Group Berhad, Hanle Corporation Berhad, and FGV Holdings Berhad show they are having good profitability, liquidity, and favorable leverage to continue their business, although there is a COVID-19 outbreak. Based on the 5 financial ratios we calculate, all 3 of these companies have better performance after the COVID-19 compared to before, which all the ratios are increased except for debt ratio is decreased in amount. In addition, Hanle Corporation Berhad and FGV Holdings Berhad having a same situation which their net profit from having a loss before COVID-19 to getting positive net income after the COVID-19. This is a significant effect to these 2 companies. The other one company that is better off after the COVID-19 is Tiasha Holding Berhad. We conclude that the financial performance in the year 2020 is increasing when comparing it with the years before COVID-19. The results show that 3 out of 5 ratio analysis had better off after COVID-19, which is ROE, ROA, and profit margin on sales. On the other hand, the current ratio and debt ratio show the company worse off after the COVID-19, indicate that the company is inefficiency in managing their liability. Last but not least, Vidit Group Berhad has a different result compared to the other companies which the finance performance decreased from 2018 to 2020. As we can see, the weighted financial performance ratio in 2018 has excellent performance compared to 2020. In 2018, we did show all the financial ratio a higher result, but started to decline in 2019, and after that deteriorating in 2020. Thus, they can say that COVID-19 is causing the company's financial performance to decline slowly. We can see the three sector companies we analyze, only from construction sector has negative effect in their financial performance by the COVID-19 pandemic. In conclusion, I briefly summarize the project that we have been done. Firstly, the standard MFRS 108, which show the changes in accounting policies, estimate and error have been disclosed in a note of financial for 5 companies. And the company also used corresponding method to make adjustment. Most of the events mentioned and disclosed by the company are non-adjusting events after following the MFRS 110. Hence, all the company just disclose the event in a note of financial statement. The possibility that occurs after the reporting period does not significantly impact company financial position. In MFRS 136, basically all companies we analyze is using cost model, which is cost less accumulated depreciations and impairment loss. The company disclosure their key audit matters in their financial statement from year to year. The disclosure for the key audit matters for each company is usually similar for each year for 2018, 2019, and 2020. Lastly, analyze the financial performance for 5 companies by comparing it with before and after the COVID-19 pandemic. All companies have increased their financial performance after COVID-19, except for Vidit Group Berhad, which is a company in construction sectors. That's all from me and my group. Thank you.